Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Rick Brown with the Brown Home Group, and this is Beyond the Key podcast. This podcast is all about real people, real stories, and real conversations, from entrepreneurs to community leaders and everyday change makers. We're here to shine a light on the journeys that inspire, challenge, and connect us. It's not just about what people do, it's about who they are, what drives them, and the impact they're making in the world around them. So whether you're here for insight, inspiration, or just a good story, you're in the right place. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get into it and go beyond the key. All right, so we are on another episode of Beyond the Key, and I am thrilled to have our next guest. This is Daniela Estrada with the Brown Home Group.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome.
How are you, Rick?
Good. So every week we like to introduce a new agent from our team. This one's not so new. You've been now with Brown Home Group for going on 2 years?
Yes.
Yes.
It'll be 2 years in July.
Right. So take us back. Tell us a little bit about who Daniela is, kind of your personal journey, and where it all began. Obviously, I don't need to go back where you were born, but I do want to know that because I hear a little bit of an accent.
Just a little bit. I was born and raised in Mexico City.
Okay.
So I'm Mexican. All my family is Mexican. I come from a big family. Like my dad has 14 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Same parents, same grandparents.
Whoa.
Yes, all the kids from the same parents.
Right.
So yeah, I have a big family, and I come from, this really caring, traditional family with a lot of support. And I was living in Mexico City until 3 years ago that I moved here to Orlando.
Okay.
I was in the restaurant business, so I changed a little bit my career.
Yeah, so kind of tell us a little bit about that. So you own a restaurant, you worked in a restaurant, you clean dishes. What'd you do?
Well, I started first in catering when I was young, when I was 19. So I started in catering, and then after 10 years, I changed to restaurant. I started working for a restaurant, and then I become partner on that restaurant. When I start working, I start as a manager. And then I become partner. I'm a small partner, but I'm still partner. Is Spanish cuisine, fine dining, Mexico City. We have 3 locations. So
Okay.
it's really nice.
Nice. And so you were doing that, and then I think you met your husband
That's
here in the
correct.
States or in Mexico?
In Mexico.
Okay.
Yes.
So was he there on travel, or how did that work?
Yeah, my husband is Mexican too, born and raised in Mexico. He
Okay.
go to college in Mexico, and then he came to the United States to do an MBA. That was 20 some years ago. And it's supposed he will go back to Mexico, but he stayed because he got married and had kids. So, he got divorced many years ago, but he still has all his family in Mexico City.
Still a big family?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's a small family.
Okay.
But mom, sister, cousins, everyone is in Mexico. So he used to go back and forth like 3-4 times per year. And I met him in one of his trips to Mexico to visit his family. And it was fun because when we met and I found out that he was living in Orlando, I was like, oh, that's nice to meet you, but goodbye. I have everything here in Mexico, so there is no point that we date or anything, but
Right.
here I am.
So what happened? Did you travel to the States, or did he ask you to come and visit?
We were traveling,
Back and forth.
Yes, after we met, he was going to visit me. I was coming to visit. Yes.
Okay.
Until,
So then you moved here?
Yes.
In what
I-
year?
Moved here in 2022.
Okay.
Yes.
And did you immediately get a license? Or did you decide to get into the restaurant business?
No, well, not immediately, because first I had to go through the immigration process, which is not that
Easy?
easy and fun,
Okay.
right? So I had to be jobless for some months until I got my work permit and all that. And then right away I got my permit, I applied for a real estate license. And I decided not to do restaurants because it's a like highly demand job. Like I was working, of course, 24/7. I mean, yeah, 7 days a week, but like 14, 16 hours per day. So
Wow.
to be single, that's okay. But if you move to another country to
Right.
have a family, then it doesn't make any sense that you are working 16 hours per day, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
So I didn't know what to do. Like, okay, I've done this food and beverage thing my entire life. What I'm gonna do now? And my husband, it was the one that says, I think you have a good personality for real estate. I think you should do that. It's like, okay.
So he inspired you to get into real estate, because that was going to be my next question. What inspired you? But it was Arturo.
It was Arturo, yes.
So thank you, Arturo. And so how did you, after you got your real estate license, you immediately joined Keller Williams?
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll kind of talk about how you joined me and Brown Home Group. But you originally joined as a single agent, correct?
That's correct. I started in February 2023 as a single agent. And I was single agent for 5 months.
Okay.
I was coming every day to the office, trainings, this and that, education, which it's amazing in KW. I have to say that you get a lot of training, but I was kind of lost. Or
Yeah.
not kind, I was lost.
So you were with Keller Williams for about 6 months, yes?
Yes, almost 6 months, yes.
And then how did you find Brown Home Group?
Well, in every month we have here in the brokerage, we have a meeting. In that meeting,
Oh,
we
the Market
share-
Center meeting.
Yeah, in the market center, yes.
Right, okay.
So in a market center meeting, we share results for every month, like highest volume, listing taken, whatever.
Right.
So it happens that Brown Home Group, it was on the top of the list every month. And I've seen Rick walking in the office because you always like, hey, do you need something? Even you are not part of the team. But I thought you were a little bit intimidating. Just a little bit.
I don't know why I hear that all the time, but yeah, okay. Well, I'm not standoffish, but, and it's funny because I look back at my career and when I got into this business, I can definitely appreciate, you saying that because I felt the same, right? With people that were in this market center at the time. I too felt a little intimidating being at the copier machine and there's somebody up there that's what we call a mega agent. And so I can definitely understand it. It's funny when I'm now on the other side of the fence, as they say, that people look at me in that aspect. I mean, there's nothing I can do any differently. I just try to keep my door open and offer any help that I can. Obviously, for me, I want the market center to be the best it can be. But my first love and my first commitment is to my team. So that, when you came to me, I think I might have been teaching a class as well. You came to one of my open house classes or one of my classes and pulled me aside. And I think at the time I maybe had one or two other Spanish agents. And so I wasn't sure, my goal is always to make sure that we have enough leads for our team and that we offer the mentoring and things like that, which we were fortunate as of today and back then we had mentors. But I wanted to make sure that you got somebody that could really help, get you to the next level. Because I think within those 6 months, you had done how many transactions?
From single agent? Oh, a lot.
Oh, a lot. So
Zero.
our audience sometimes is listening.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Zero.
Zero, yeah.
Okay. So bottom line is, what do you think your biggest challenge was when you faced real estate and starting your career? And then I kind of know what you overcome with it, right? You joined Brown Home Group.
That's
And
correct.
I'm not tooting my own horn, but you had your first sale within a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what was your challenge? What would you say to a new agent that is starting out a career?
I think it's a learning curve. To me, there's so many things you don't know that you don't know. To me personally, new career in a new country, in a different language, with terms that you didn't grow with those. Like people that was born in the United States know a little bit of, what all the terms mean. But I didn't even know what a W-2 it was or a 1099. Yeah, I had this problem with one of my first buyers that said like, yeah, but the lender is asking for my 1099 and my W-2. And I was like, that's Chinese. What is that? I have no idea. So that learning everything, it was definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
And of course, joining the team and having someone just right there next to me answering all the questions, it was amazing. It was like, oh, clarity to my business.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know that when it comes to new agents that are out there, and you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's like, you don't know what you don't know. And for us, we want to help you get that first buyer and help you go through those trials and tribulations that we have as a new agent. And until you get that buyer, training is good, but you train by doing it, right? And visually seeing it with a buyer and all of that. Training is one thing, and mock script and role play, it helps. But when you truly have a buyer and you're going through it, I just feel like you learn faster, and
100%.
And you can then take it to the next one, right? I mean, you have, since obviously being on our team, become a leader on the team, and ultimately you've now seen the new agents that have joined us, and you have now taken them under your wing and helping them. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice when you started into real estate, what would it be?
Join a team the very first day.
So you really feel that a team has always been something that maybe not you regret, but because the flip side to that would be go do it on your own, struggle, and realize that maybe you do need help, or maybe you need something bigger than yourself, right? Because a team isn't for everyone, and it really comes down to what you're looking for. And I know we've got other agents that are listening that are thinking of joining a team, or what that looks like and how a team structure is. If that's something you're interested in, we'd love to talk to you. Give us a call and we'll put the information in here. But, there are splits, and it's not a dirty word, right? But I always say slow money versus no money at this point.
100%.
When you're 6 months in the business and you've got, as you say, zero, if you would have gotten one or two deals and maybe you had to share 50% of it, but you made 50% of it, and it does come down to the value, right? So I think you would agree that joining a team, yes, you had to give up a split, and you do give up a split, but what you get in return, the value that you see, makes it worth it. And until you don't see the value, you'll stay with me until then. And when you don't, I'll be the first one to put my arms around you and say, hey, I wish you all the best. Let me know if I can help you in any way, and you'll move on, and that's okay. But I feel like, one of the insights, can you kind of tell us what's one strategy or habit that's helped you be successful in your current real estate business on Brown Home Group?
I think it's consistency. this is a numbers game, so you can get frustrated, and then you put the work, and you don't have results because that happens a lot, and then you don't get any results, and you get frustrated, and you stop being consistent, and then everything goes down. But if you keep doing it, then you get the results. And yeah, I think consistency is one of the major things that we need.
And I will say that if you're listening and you're out there looking to possibly purchase, and you need a bulldog, no offense there, Daniela, but you will bite down on any bone as fast as anybody, and take this client, and you don't ever give up. You are determined to make sure that your client finds their next home. We always say next home, not your last home, right? But sometimes I have to come to you and say, Daniela, it just isn't working. Your buyer isn't realistic, right? I mean, they're looking for a 5-bedroom, 3-bath for $250,000, and it's just not out there. It's not that unicorn. But you don't care. You're gonna find a $250,000 5-bedroom, 3-bath. It's just how passionate you are about it.
Yes.
That you are so determined. Now, I'm joking. I mean, 250 for a 5.3 is not going to happen. But and then location, that's another thing.
Yes,
we won't even go there.
Mm-hmm.
But you are very passionate about making sure that your communication skills and everything else. What do you think's one common mistake that you see buyers or sellers make, and how do you guide them to avoid it?
I think sellers, for example, they always tend to overprice their homes. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes, because my neighbor sold the house at this much, or this and that, or I'm seeing that the market is growing or whatever, and they just don't listen. That's one of mistake of sellers. And then buyers, they don't get pre-approved right away, so they get excited with homes that they are not able to buy because they're out of their budget, but they don't know. So I always said, first thing is hiring me, but then after that, go and get pre-approved, because I won't show you 100 homes that you maybe cannot buy, or maybe you can buy more than that, but you just don't know.
Yeah. And for those listening out there, if you are looking for a realtor, obviously, as Daniela said, you can start with her, and then we want to get you pre-approved immediately. And we do have a preferred lender, Happily Home Loans, which we can offer information, and Daniela can definitely get you in touch with either Nick Vargas or Austin Brown or Renee Torres. They are all amazing loan officers that we work very closely with. They do have some free programs out there, which Daniela can definitely share that with you. We're not going to make a comment about it, but there is a really great program coming back that we know of called Hometown Heroes for first-time home buyers. Daniela is very versed in that and can definitely help you with that as well. So you definitely want to reach out. So I kind of want to just shift gears and talk about, since you've been in the real estate business now 2 years, can you share some kind of a memorable moment with a client, maybe a story that really kind of solidified why you love doing what you do? Which I know you probably have a bunch.
Yes.
And I get it. And because of how passionate you are, everyone probably solidifies why you love doing what you're doing. But maybe pick one.
No, I mean, I've had amazing stories, but there's this one that I really have in my heart. But there's this couple with a kid, this family, that they used to live to rent one bedroom, like a studio, and they used to live there. They've been trying to buy a home for 4 years, and everyone said, no, you can't because he was self-employed, and no, you won't qualify, you won't. And I always try, I mean, there's a lot of no's. Why not do something? There's million no's, but I try to find how we can do it. So they found me, and we start talking, and I put them with the right lender, with the right person that told them exactly what to do. And I mean, they now live in this beautiful house, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and that's a beautiful story for me. Like,
Yeah.
I found a purpose to do what I do. It's like, it's not selling houses, it's helping people to achieve their goals and to get like a better life. So that's great.
It's a great feeling to be able to hand keys to somebody and say that, you know, you had a little bit of a piece of getting them to that finish line and helping them achieve their dream, right? Of getting or owning their first home. I know for me, obviously I'm older than you, but I'm at the age now where I'm dealing with a lot of families that are downsizing. And so my children are all older and have all moved away and have their own careers. And, you know, just my wife and I now. And Jeannie and I have, you know, said we just love helping our friends now go through that change in their lives. So downsizing can be complicated. It can be difficult because a lot of times you have a home to sell and you have a home to buy. And we don't want you to be homeless.
Exactly.
So we can definitely maneuver through that process and kind of walk you through the steps necessary. I love the story that we talk about with Dr. Martinez and the whole way we met him and his family and how amazing they are. And they were one of those ones that they weren't really downsizing. They were upsizing. But it was because they wanted a better location for their children. Schools were extremely important. And I know that the process took a while. Why? Because we were going from a high price point to a higher price point. And so the budget was higher, which was obviously a good thing, but it's also a lower buyer pool. So we, and I say you, really dug deep and really worked hard to help this family and ultimately have built a bond and a lifetime relationship. And so I'm curious, what's the approach that you take? I know what mine is, and I know that I've probably taught you. So I'll let you share. What is something for keeping those lasting relationships with your clients beyond the transaction, or as we say, beyond the sale?
Well, it's beyond the sale, but it starts during the transaction process. I create that bond, as you said, on the transaction, because maybe I get too deep.
Too deep?
That on the transaction, like,
oh, right.
Like too deep on all that if they can't get something, it hurts me.
I know. I've seen you in tears. Like literally had to, let you cry on my shoulder because you didn't win an offer or what have you for whatever reason that was. But like I said, very passionate, very emotional. You really do dig deep, as you say.
Yes. So I think they feel it. My clients feel that. And I think it happens organically, like our relationship stays. Like, it's not like sell and forget. We keep in communication, but it's because of the bond we created during the transaction. But we always stay in touch.
Yeah.
I try to know when's their birthday, everything, this and that, send them, keep in touch like I do with my friends or with my family.
Right. And we obviously, at Brown Home Group, we have client appreciation events. We have social events. Whether we do a skybox at something, we invite our past clients, and then we do different types of raffles. Like we have a new one coming up for our clientele for Mother's Day, which is around the corner. But those are the kind of things how you kind of keep those relationships building. But it also just sometimes is a phone call, just following up. I know that sometimes just saying, hey, just checking in to see how's everything going. I mean, just today I was on the phone with a client that they've owned their home for 7 years, and I'm just kind of going back through my old school Rolodex.
Okay.
Right? And just reaching out. I'm deciding that I need to check in. 7 years ago, they say you should check in every 2, maybe every year, but I'm doing that, and I'm in now 7 years back that I need to start seeing, because this year might be the year that they need to downsize or relocate. And funny it is, I did it, and sure enough, you know what? We actually were thinking about this, and we might want some new scenery. What are you thinking? And it just starts a conversation. It may be nothing, but also, when we announce this for our past clients for Mother's Day, it's a great call, right? As an agent, you might pick up the phone and say, hey, Dr. Martinez, we are, of course they just bought, but whatever. Dr. Martinez, just wanted to invite you, it's Gisela?
Giselle.
Yes. We're raffling a Mother's Day at the spa kind of thing, and I want to make sure she gets in. And by the way, how's things going? How's the home, right?
Yeah.
We've yet to go over there, which we need to do now that they've moved in. But that's something that, again, I know is something you like to do.
Yeah, and this is something that if I was a single agent, I had to do it on my own, and I had to put the money for the event or the raffle and this and that. And sometimes you just don't have it. So having the support of a team that does these events and everything, to me, it's like the difference, because then I can just get that for my buyers. Yes.
Yeah. So we're getting on about 30 minutes on, and I just want to find out something that people might be surprised to learn about you outside of real estate. Something I know a lot about you, but you have surprised me before. So what would be something that nobody would know about Daniela?
I'm fun. In Spanish, I'm way too fun.
No, you are fun. No, absolutely.
No, I just say nonsense all day long. So I'm.
Oh, you're a life. You really bring our team to life. So yes, you are. But I know you shared with me something that I was kind of surprised, that you are a kind of a thrill seeker.
Yeah, well, I have skydive.
Right.
I have. I really lost the count of how many times I bungee jump. I don't know how many.
That's
many
crazy.
times. Yeah, in different places, bridges. It's amazing. Of course, roller coasters. I love it.
No.
Your face.
I don't like anything that I don't have I don't have control over.
No, I love it.
I love my wife, but I don't have control over her either. But that is that's another conversation.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
you're yinny.
I'm just not a thrill seeker, I guess.
I love it.
I like to keep my feet on the ground. I know Jeannie's actually bungee jumped. I think she said she's done it once. I don't know if she'd skydive. I mean, that's definitely. Now, did you double it? Like, did you have somebody? Did you bunny? What do you call that when they?
And bungee, no. Bungee.
No.
Skydive, yes.
You had somebody with you.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. You can't do it by yourself until you get I don't know how many jumps. So.
Gotcha.
You need to. Yeah, you can't go.
I know Lindsay's done it. My daughter, nice. And she's a big thrill seeker too. She doesn't have any problems. I don't think my son would do it. Would Arturo do it? Has he done it?
No. And now, because this is the thing, I did it, I had no kids. So, because there's a chance of something terrible happens, right? So, he was like...
Why do you think I don't do it?
Exactly. So, he's like, he would like to do it, but he won't do it because he has kids, right? So, yeah.
So, if you weren't in real estate... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, he loves roller coasters and all that stuff, too.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
So, I'm just curious, if you weren't in real estate, Daniela, what would you have decided to do if Arturo had not pushed you into, well, he didn't push you, but advise you into real estate? Is there anything you have a desire besides the restaurant stuff, or is that something you'd think?
Right now, I don't see myself doing anything else.
I don't either.
At least here in this life, like in America or United States, I don't. If I ever go back to Mexico, yeah, maybe I could do something different. But right, I just don't see myself doing anything else.
Well, you're good at it.
Thank you.
So, and yes, I want to just let everybody know out there and that's listening and watching, she is amazing. And somebody, again, if you are looking to buy your first home, you think that, maybe you're working with a realtor, and I'm not saying that all realtors are like Daniela, because they're not. And if you are working with a realtor that you aren't getting what we're talking about, I always say you may not be working with the right realtor. And if you are, or you feel like you'd like to have a conversation with Daniela, Daniela's information will be also at the end of this. But just so we have it for our Spanish-speaking friends, you want to go ahead and give us a sign-off in Spanish, but then come back and finish in English so I know you're done. So go ahead, take it away.
Pues nada, soy Daniela Estrada, soy realtor en el área de Orlando y en todo Central Florida. Entonces aquí estoy para ayudarles a tener su primer casa, su siguiente casa o su última casa, lo que ustedes quieran. Aquí estoy. Y bueno, pues nada.
Phone number? Did you give a phone number?
No, I did not.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Hábleme al 689-837-5201 o Daniela@brownhomegroup.com.
Love it.
Yes.
Guys, that's another episode of Beyond the Key. We hope today's discussion unlocked a new key to your success, whatever that may be. I'm Rick Brown with the Brown Home Group, signing off. Keep exploring, keep growing, and love each other. And as always, make it a great day.